So one other thing that we see happen this week, right, or maybe the last 2 weeks, is that Michael Saylor, the founder of MicroStrategy, is sitting on a paper loss of 1 to 1.2 billion. MicroStrategy currently owns about 130,000 Bitcoin with an average buy price of $30,700.
Right.
So one thing we noticed in the beginning of 2022 and up to now is that we see more and more institutional people coming in or companies coming in, purchasing and owning Bitcoin. From your perspective, do you think that this is a good thing or a bad thing because more and more institutions are buying and accepting Bitcoin? And by doing so, the one positive I see is that it legitimizes Bitcoin as a form of currency, right? And people tend to accept it more. But on the other side, right, on the other side of the coin is that you get institutions who have loads of cash buying Bitcoin and then making it less decentralized in some way or rather, right? So what do you guys think? Like do you think is better to have institutionals coming in because they legitimize it, or do you think is there should be some control or regulation that they do not do so?
Yeah, that's a good question. The way I see it, into your point, for sure, it legitimizes or it's made Bitcoin mainstream, right? So this is a thing that we needed instead of just the small community of retail users, that we need in masses to actually make it, kind of acceptable. And essentially, that's what happened, right? The retail wanted it, and eventually, the institutions saw that, hey, we can make money from from this, like any other market. So they came in. So there is a give and take, right? That it has brought Bitcoin to a completely different level across all spectrums and all verticals, in all different businesses. So I think it's been very helpful and it's good in that way. And sometimes the way I see, whether or not they have too much control of a large amounts, and being able to, I guess, manipulate the market, you can say, it happens anyways. I mean, I guess the way I see it, it doesn't matter if it's crypto or if it's just the Nasdaq, or if it's like whales playing in the game. That's what it is. People with a lot of money are able to make huge accumulations and create movement, price action. So that's just how it is, and I mean, that we need to accept that. And whether or not regulation comes in, and how things move towards decentralization, I think that'll make it really interesting, honestly. I mean, you got, like, you're expanding the amount of participants, in around the world, in a very different manner, not just isolated to like one country's market.